asedio, mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero aplasta y el gridón, y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón.
Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem performed by Justin Herbert.
You're good.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineups for both teams here, starting with Atlante in goal, Humberto Hernandez, and then Fernando Ramirez, Diego Cruz, Jonathan Sanchez, Harry Meza, Edson Partida, Rafael Duran, Daniel Lajoud, Maximiliano Garcia, Christian Bermudez, and Elvis Sousa. Luca, who or what are two players that Fort Wayne needs to watch out for tonight?
Yeah, I would highlight Christian Bermudez and Daniel Lahoud. Both of them have caps for their national teams. Christian Bermudez for the Mexico national team and Daniel Lahoud for the Lebanese national team. So I think these guys already showed that they have a level to play in the highest level of soccer, and Fort Wayne FC must pay attention on them.
And even though this is a friendly tonight, there's a lot of first-team players starting for tonight for Fort Wayne. And when we look at their lineup here in just a second, there's going to be a lot of names that, maybe outside of Henry Kumwenda, 10 out of 11 of these players are starters. So in goal, Shafiq Wilson. Across the back line, Rodolfo Zulia and Reed Sproat will be two of the three center backs. Tom Abramson will be across that back line as well. And then we've also got Henry Kumwenda up top, Seth Antwi in the middle, along with Alexander Front. Alexander Mehoff sort of plays in that false nine role a little bit for Fort Wayne. And then we have Sean Karani, Rodrigo Parafita, and Tavio Di Almeida. going into this match, Fort Wayne is riding an 8-game league unbeaten streak. They did just lose another friendly to Northern Indiana FC, but Luke, I have to imagine, and you would know because you played in the first ever international match for Fort Wayne FC, that these Fort Wayne players, they've got to be up for this match, don't they?
Yeah, for sure. I talked with some of the guys, and all of them are hyped for this match. Usually on friendlies, like we could see here in previous friendlies on this season already, that like Coach Mike Avery would put some new players in the squad, try new things. But here today is like full force. We can see that Fort Wayne is putting on the field the best that they have for the game today, because the guys want to play. They want this challenge. They know the game is going to be tough, and they want to be on the field. So I'm really excited for the game, and I can tell you that the players are too.
And we've got quite a nice crowd this evening, and we've still got players filling in, so it'll be interesting to see how much the stands fill up tonight. And I'm just taking a look at how Fort Wayne is standing right now, and it looks like they're playing a back four. I don't see 3 outside backs is how, Coach Mike Avery usually plays for Fort Wayne.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would go just like you said, 4-3-3 with Alexander Mihov as a false 9.
So we're underway here at Bishop Darcy Stadium. Atlante in the white kits, working from left to right on your screen. Fort Wayne FC in their classic blue kits. And the good news about this match is that for Fort Wayne, it's a win-win. You're getting a lot of experience against a really good team right in time for your first playoff. The first playoff match for Fort Wayne is just a little over a week away, so they'll have time to face a really good opponent, take some things away from today's match, and try to implement them into the first playoff match, which will likely be against USL 2's AFC Ann Arbor. And similarly for Atlante, they're in their preseason right now. This is the first match of 4 that they're going to play here in the United States. And then in late July, they'll start the season. Try to make it back to the top flight. I mentioned this earlier that Atlante, they were second in the league. They lost in the championship, so they weren't able to make it for promotion. So still in the second league this year. But Fort Wayne, they're going to be, I think they look up for the task here. Ball out wide. Trying to find Cruz, not able to do so, but Parafita loses possession there, and it's back to goalkeeper Humberto Hernandez. Here's Sanchez. A good step by Sean Karani here. Under pressure quickly, trying to work his way through, and he does. Mihov on the ball. He's able to slip Antwi, and Antwi just has the one defender in front of him. A couple of step overs, finds Mihov in the box. The cross in. And the shot from Abramson. It was a good idea from Abramson, but not able to put it on frame. A good passage of play here early on for Fort Wayne. I'll be interested to see how this match shapes up, because when you've got the caliber of opponent in Atlante, you would expect tides to swing the other way in favor of the opponents, which, I think on a night like tonight, I can't imagine Coach Avery's going to mind that, is he?
Yeah, but we have only 3 minutes so far in the game, but Fort Wayne FC started really well. We could see the pressure high on the field. That was one thing that Fort Wayne did the entire season, working already in the game. So Sean Karani getting the ball and Fort Wayne attacking fast and getting this first shot on the game. So let's see how Fort Wayne is going to perform today, how they are going to behave on the field, if they are going to change something, if they are going to adapt to Atlante. But the beginning is promising for the fans of Fort Wayne FC.
And you and I have talked about this several times with Coach Mike Avery. he does not want the other team to dictate flow of play. He wants his team to dictate that and have Atlante try to match that.
Yeah, sometimes in the game you cannot control it. Sometimes you face a good team, a very good team. What a move by Mihov.
Good move. He's in here now. He's got Entree coming through. He's going to play him into the box. He's going to get a shot off. And a good save by Hernandez. But Fort Wayne still in the attack. Ball bobbles out to Kumwenda. The cross delivered in. Deflected off the post. Mihov. And a good save by Hernandez. And here it is again. The shot off the post. Quick reaction by Mihov and Hernandez, both. Good play by both players on either side.
It's not a coincidence that Humberto Hernandez was the best player of the Liga Expansion MX. Best player, not only the best keeper in the last season. Great keeper.
So the corner delivered in, not able to get past the first defender. Fort Wayne's going to have a throw here in the opening minutes. Plays it back to Reed Sproat. Can't quite tell, but he doesn't appear to be wearing the captain's armband this evening. I guess in a friendly match, not quite as important as who's wearing the armband. Tonight, Alex Frank wearing the armband. And both players, regardless of whether they're labeled as captain or not, they've been leaders on this team for 2 or 3 years now, so it doesn't really matter, who is designated as that leader. They're both good, strong leaders for the team. So Sproat trying to play that ball over top to find Karami, not able to do so. Hernandez able to clear his line. For the first time tonight, Atlante in the attack. Here's Ramirez and Cruz. Content to knock it around here, not force the situation. And Luke, I haven't quite been able to make it out. It sort of looks like Atlante is playing 3 in the back, but so far in the opening minutes, players have been very fluid in their movement.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They are moving a lot, and they have a difference by the way they defend to the way they attack. So we could see like a line of 4 when they were defending, but when they are building up, they use the goalkeeper Humberto Hernandez with his feet, and they open number 28 LB Souza on the left side, and the number 4 Jonathan Sanchez on the right side. So like they put more players up, doing more like a 2-3-5, something like this, putting many players high on the field. So it's a team that we can say already that's a team that have a lot of movement. The players switch position a lot, which is a characteristic of the Mexican style of play.
So it's a free kick for Atlante here. Foul against Rodolfo Zulia. The Atlante player, he seems to be okay. Went down a little hard, but got up under his own volition. And Edson Partida extending over the kick here. Shafiq Wilson putting 4 players in the wall. Mihov just peeling off the end there. And there's a good shot, but blocked by the wall there. Atlante still in possession here. Sosa trying to get around Abramson, not able to do so. And we've only seen a few seconds of each of these players, but I got a feeling Sosa and Abramson is going to be a good battle tonight. We've got 2 players. Strong, fast, skilled.
Yeah, it's been only 8 minutes in the game, but you can see already that these 2 physical players are going to see each other a lot today in the match.
So the short goal kick out to Sproat. Sproat playing the long ball up to Mihov. The touch lets him down, unfortunately, and Atlante is going to come up with it. Here's Meza. Trying to play Lejude in, not able to do so. And Atlante is going to restart play here out to Sosa. Long ball over top, trying to find Daniel Lejude, not able to do so. It was a good step by Zulia. Sousa's first touch just lets him down there. Abramson doing a good job just to step in front of that to shield him off, and it's going to be a goal kick for Fort Wayne. And Atlante's doing something interesting here. Something that I don't think we've seen any of the teams that we've faced do, and we'll get back to that here just a second. Shot. I believe that was Kumwenda. It's going to go out for a corner kick for Fort Wayne. But on the goal kicks for Fort Wayne, Atlante is sitting right on the edge of the box. We've not seen a team do that, and so Shafiq Wilson is put in a difficult position because Fort Wayne wants to play out of the back, but you then run the risk of having that pressure on you really quickly, or, God forbid, a mistake, which could end up in a goal, or end up in a goal for Atlante. Here's the corner kick from Patafita. Oh, dangerous ball in. Fort Wayne not able to get ahead to it. Sprout's going to chase it down. He keeps it in. Frenchie delivers in another cross here, and it bounces out to Abramson. Good composure from Abramson to find Karani here. And Fort Wayne able to get back and reset play. A good ball out to Kumwenda. Here's De Almeida. Patafita trying to find Antu, not able to do so, but De Almeida comes up with it here. Aberson able to beat 2-3 defenders, trying to get the shot off. Crowd shouts for a foul, but there's nothing there. It was a good play by the Atlante defender just to use his body to get Abramson off the ball. So far, Fort Wayne doing well under pressure. Good vision by Frenchie there to play it out to Zulia, who's still under some pressure. And that ball rolls out for a throw-in. Atlante looking to take it quickly. And a foul against Atlante. That was, I believe, on Jonathan Sanchez. And Alex Frank goes down hard there.
And Caleb, as you mentioned, the Atlante is pressing higher, is putting their players higher up on the field than Fort Wayne FC is used to. They got to tweak some things and adapt, find solutions to that. Because like if the other team is high on the field, there is space in behind. So like now when Zulia got the ball, I would like to see more movements of the players, like running in behind the last line and giving him options, because like either he's going to play a long ball and use the space that Atlante is putting, is giving to Fort Wayne FC behind their back, or they are going to track. If they give the space, you play the ball and you attack the space. If they track the player, Zulia then have the space to play the ball, and there is more space in the middle for the midfielders to use. So like I would like to see more these running in behind. They don't have Heis Hovius today in the field. That's maybe the main player that does these runnings for them, but they still gotta use Alexander Mihov, Kumwenda, Kurani to run in behind and open these spaces and create these situations when they are pressed. Not just only look for the players and wait for them to find solutions.
And we have seen that a couple of times today, and it's worked. Fort Wayne's got the speed to get around the Atlante defense. like you mentioned, they'll have to explore those options a little bit more. So Atlante is going to restart play here. And this is a good test for Fort Wayne. And you've probably noticed in the opening 15 minutes here, play is going very fast for both teams, both Atlante and Fort Wayne having to play very quickly. Atlante probably a little more naturally than Fort Wayne, but so far Fort Wayne is able to match that tempo. It's just a matter of, are they going to be able to do it for 90 minutes?
For sure. And if we had to say the best team so far in the game, I would say Fort Wayne FC. As you said, they got to keep doing this, they got to keep the intensity, but they start out the game, looks very good for Fort Wayne.
So Fort Wayne defense under a little bit of pressure here. Christian Bermudez pressuring Sproat. Here's that long ball we were talking about. And Mihov's going to get on the end of it here. He's going to take on Meza. He gets around him. Cross delivered in the top of the box, trying to find Karani, not able to do so. Atlante is trying to break quickly here. Up to Duran. There's Bermudez.
This was the perfect example for us, Caleb. Fort Wayne was in a tough situation, being pressed high. Shafiq Wilson and Sulia in a tough spot, and they could find Reed. Reed could find Mihov in the space, and it was a chance for Fort Wayne to score, a chance to shot on the goal. So well done by Reed, Sproat, and Mihov to find this space.
Atlante's on the ball here. Sanchez trying to find his teammate, not able to do so. Good step by Alexander Frank. Well, Karani's dispossessed, and Atlante's going to come the other way. Diego Cruz on the ball here. A good battle between him and Patafita. The ball's going to come back to Atlante in a dangerous position. Here's Ramirez. Daniel Ajoud. Fort Wayne doing well to gang defend here, and now Fort Wayne's going to have the opportunity to break here. Antwi, he needs some help on the right side. Kumwenda was just a step behind, and not because of his pace, but Antwi was just a little bit quicker than him on that moment. He needed Kumwenda on the right there, just a little bit higher up.
Yeah, and we could see Antwi slowing down, kind of waiting for Kumwenda. The defender was smart enough to step up and go for the tackle in the right moment. But even though it was a mistake from Seth Antwi, I don't think the thought was wrong. Like, he was waiting for Kumwenda because it would be a great pass and put Kumwenda in the front of the goal.
And I think Fort Wayne so far is doing a good job of forcing Atlante to play through the middle and then congest that middle for them, making life a little bit more difficult out there on the pitch, just narrowing things up a little bit.
Yeah, we already could see like 3-4 times that Atlante was trying to play through the middle, and there was a Fort Wayne FC player there blocking the way. You said Frenchy did it some minutes ago, Sulia right now. We could see this happening again and again. A great job that Fort Wayne FC is doing tactically in this game.
See here, Duran is on the edge of the box there on these goal kicks. Fort Wayne able to get the ball forward though. Mihov trying to find Kumwenda, not able to do so. It's going to be a throw-in for Atlante. Here's Jonathan Sanchez. Nice defensive work from Frank there. He's fouled once again. And a yellow card's handed out there to Christian Bermudez for Atlante. Both players not terribly upset about what happened.
Yeah, Christian Bermudez knows what he did. Frenchie won the first 50-50. He came on the second to make a statement with this tackle. Got late. Fair yellow card.
So Bermudez putting Sproat under pressure here. And pressure from, good save by Shafiq Wilson. The high pressure paid off for Atlante, but Wilson was up to the task this time. And Atlante still pressuring. Good clearance there by Patafita. Seth Antwi, he was in, but called for a handball there, and I think even from this position we could tell that something was going on there. So Atlante's going to get the ball back here. They restart it with Fernando Ramirez. Here's Sosa on the ball, carrying it forward.
I know it's like an explosion.
Edson Partida not able to find his teammate. Sproat's going on a little bit of a trip here. Here's De Almeida. Mehoff trying to play it through the legs of Daniel Lejude, not able to do so, but Fort Wayne get a throw in here. Wenda seeing what he can do here. Gets it over Sosa. And Hernandez does well to collect that loose ball.
Second time that Abrahamson tries this long throw, and the second time that Fort Wayne FC is dangerous after this long throw. Atlante FC crowding the area near the throw-in and giving not short options for Abrahamson, but he's being very smart to use the spacing behind and put Atlante in defenders in a tough spot.
And we know that every player for Fort Wayne is talented. Mike Avery wouldn't have picked them if they weren't. But one of the players that I've been impressed with, who we haven't seen a whole lot of this season, but have played quite a few minutes in some friendlies and in the last match, is Henry Kumwenda, who's done well to get in on goal here. The Butler University player showing up well. Atlante trying to turn things around, though. Bermudez trying to play it over Abramson, and the shot from Partida. I don't even know if it was a shot, but it goes out for a goal kick nonetheless. But back to my point, Kumwenda's been very impressive so far this match, and he scored and assisted in the last match against Kings Hammer away, the last match of the league season. So I think at the right time, Kumwenda is proving himself.
Yeah, it's well deserved, the position that he had today in the starting 11. He's a player that, as you mentioned, like it was not a starter on the beginning of the season, but every time that he stepped on the field, he showed his quality. He scored in a friendly that we had here. He scored and assisted in the last game, so it's a player that every time that Coach Avery needed him, he was there and he showed his quality. So well deserved for him getting this great opportunity to show his talent in front of the fans against a tough opponent like Atlante today.
So Atlante's on the ball here, just starting to grow into the match a little bit more. Here's Bermudez. A good bit of 1-2 work there, but Zulia up to the task there, just sniffing that pass out, trying to find Ramirez, but here he is on the ball. Good cover there by Patafita. Still got a good cross in here. And Partida's going to elect to play it back to Sousa. And you can see just how high Atlante is playing. They've got every single one of their players in the attacking half outside of the goalkeeper. Fort Wayne doing well to handle it so far. Here's Kumwenda on the ball. Sproat. And header for Mihov is trying to slip somebody in, though the player's not there, and it's going to be a throw-in for Atlante. Here's Soso on the ball. The ball just goes out for a throw-in here. And I'm just getting a better look at Atlante here, especially the starting 11 on the team. And number 9, Rafael Duran, is quite the tall player. Fort Wayne hasn't had a whole lot of players who have been as tall as their 2 towering center backs. And so far, Sproat and Sulia have done well to contain him, but I have to imagine they're going to try to use that height to their advantage, Atlante are.
Yeah, of course, on the game, you always got to take advantage of the skills you have, of the power that you have, and for sure they're going to use a tall player like the number 9, like Rafael Duran, in their favor. So second game that Fort Wayne FC faces a team that has like a number 9,
a proper 9,
as they did last game, and let's see how they're going to handle this today.
So on the attack, here's Atlante on the edge of the box. They're working the ball around here. Here's Edson Partida. The ball comes off with Maximiliano Garcia. Handball. It was a good bit of workaround, but Garcia's touch let him down there. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, Atlante seemed to have grown into this match just a little bit more. We haven't talked too much about Fort Wayne on the attack in the past couple of minutes. More so of that coming from Atlante.
Yeah, slowly they are progressing higher and higher on the field, having more the ball, finding better solutions to the press that Fort Wayne FC is making them face. So Atlante players starting to get more comfortable in the game. Fort Wayne dealing so far really well with this pressure, but they are each time they are putting more players on the Fort Wayne FC side of the pitch and getting closer to Fort Wayne FC goal. So the momentum is kind of switching to Atlante, even though I think these tactics are a little bit too risky because they are conceding a lot of space for Fort Wayne to counterattack. But let's see how the teams are going to do. So far, Atlante getting better and better each minute that passing the game.
And no surprise for preseason friendly, Atlante brought their entire squad, or at least most of it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a complete lineup change from Atlante at half, or at least a good portion of it. Fort Wayne really only have 1 or 2 more players on their bench than what they typically would. So I don't know that we'll see that from Coach Avery. Good defensive play by Sproat, but the misplaced pass leaves the ball in limbo here. Diego Cruz heads it out and goes the way of Fort Wayne. This is Patafita on the throw-in. And this ball's just going to be thumped out for a throw-in for Fort Wayne. That ball last touched by an Atlante player. Another throw-in for Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne slowly chipping off the distance here, trying to get closer and closer to goal. Antwi, surrounded by 3 Atlante players, does well to escape the pressure, but he's just clipped by Lejude there. And Antwi's just holding his hamstring. And the referee is going to stop play.
This is everything Fort Wayne FC fans, staff, players don't want to see. Seth Antwi putting the hand on the high hamstring. Looks like he felt something muscular in the right leg. He's asking for a sub. Terrible news for Fort Wayne FC, a player that is one of the top scorers in the team this season. Already scored 5 goals. A guy that's having a great and amazing season for Fort Wayne FC. And apparently had something on his right hamstring.
So Coach Avery motioning over to the bench here. And I'm hesitant to call him a newcomer because he was on the roster at the beginning of this season, Trevor Kashu. And I believe he left the team with an injury, has now come back as some players have gone off to other opportunities or have gone back to school. And so Kashu back on the roster. And here after a moment, quick warm-up, it looks like Kashu is going to go in for for Antwi. So Antwi's night looks like it's over. He seems to be walking okay, so hopefully this is more precautionary than anything else. You can see in the crowd there some Mexican fans, some Mexican flags waving around, and we've got a nice sized crowd here at Bishop Darcy Stadium this evening to watch this international matchup between Fort Wayne FC and Atlante out of Mexico City. And here in the first 30 minutes, Luca, what do you make of both teams? What do you make of Atlante? What do you make of Fort Wayne?
Yeah, I think Atlante is starting to make their tactics, like force Fort Wayne to defend lower. So they are doing exactly what they want with the game. They are keeping the ball. They are putting Fort Wayne back, like forcing Fort Wayne to defend low. So this is being very effective for Atlante so far. And Fort Wayne is adapting. A team that usually have more the ball, that controls more the game with the ball in their feet, is defending low and trying to attack as fast as they can. So they get the ball and try to attack fast. So I would say Fort Wayne is being more dangerous in the chances they have, but Atlante is controlling more and more as the time passes.
So Atlante here in the attacking third, working the ball around here. This is out to Ramirez. Ramirez plays it back to Sanchez. And Fort Wayne doing well, at least to force them backwards to Humberto Gancito Hernandez, the goalkeeper for Atlante. We've seen a couple of good saves from him already tonight. Now they want to make the attack happen. Ball played out wide for Atlante. Fort Wayne just forcing them backwards here a little bit. Sanchez playing that ball into Duran. That first touch lets him down, and now Mihov, he's going to try to break quickly here. He's surrounded by 2 Atlante defenders, and they do well to just kick that ball off of him and win possession back. So we're going to have a substitute here for both teams. So Trevor Kashu, he's going to be coming in for the injured Seth Antwi. And then for Atlante, Rafael Duran, he'll be coming off. And Mateus Roskoff, number 10, he'll be coming on in his place once both players get an opportunity to enter the field of play. But Atlante going to try to make something happen here first. Good ball in to Partida. He just wasn't aware of it. Sproat plays it out for a throw-in.
And we could see here on the side of the pitch, Coach Mike Avery going crazy with the fourth referee because Fort Wayne is playing with 1 man down for the past 5 minutes already. And Atlante FC does not stop the play, and the referee didn't do it too. So Fort Wayne being forced to play with 10 players after set entry, left with an injury because the game did not stop at all to Trevor Kaku come in the field.
Are we 100% on that pronunciation, or was I saying his last name wrong earlier? Trevor's last name.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Kaku.
We're gonna go with Kaku then for, or at least I'm gonna try to for the duration of this match. So number 14, Trevor Kaku, coming in for Seth Antwi. It's one of the unfortunate things at this level that we receive some of this information so late that we're not able to prepare for some of the incoming arrivals. So Fort Wayne still playing a man down here. Usually in a situation like this, the substitute's allowed to come on in place of the injured player. So far that hasn't happened. Here's Meza. Out to Sanchez. Sanchez. Got Salsa on his left. Elects to play it out to Garcia. Garcia driving into the box, trying to find Duran, not able to do so. A good step by the Fort Wayne defender, but they just reset here. Here's Ramirez. A good cross delivered in, but nobody home for Atlante. Clearance falls to Parafita. He's going to try to drive up the line here. The pass to Karani, not able to connect. Atlante being as methodical as they want here. Some good movement here in the attacking third. But it's been the case a couple of times already. That final pass for Atlante not able to connect.
And we have a substitution for each team. For Fort Wayne FC, off the field, number 8, Seth Antwi. Entering the field, number 14, Trevor Kaku.
So once again, those substitutes. Seth Antwi off injured. In his place for Fort Wayne is Trevor Kaku. And then the substitute for Atlante, Rafael Duran, number 9, off. And then Mateus Roskopf, number 10, is on in his place. So Atlante incidentally plays it out for a throw-in here for Fort Wayne. Luca, what do Fort Wayne need to do different here in the next 10 minutes to try to get more attacking opportunities, because they've been few and far between? I mean, they've defended in their own half for a good portion of the last, I'd say, 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, to be fair to Fort Wayne FC, like 5 of these 10 minutes they were with the man down. But like I think they gotta try to keep the ball in the offensive side of the field more. And I would say like Atlante is putting many players up on the field, so like it's hard to play like a 5v5 in your side of the field, being pressured by the opponent team and by the situation, because if you are so close to your goal, like the risk is too high. So I would say they gotta pass the halfway line as soon as they can and hold the ball there. If it's the case, like find a pass to the number 9 or to a winger that holds the ball and gives time for the team to pass the halfway line. So I would say if they are not being able to build up from the back and they are not able to play a long ball because they are being pressured, try to find a place that's going to hold the ball, use their body to hold the ball, and wait the team to go up on the field.
Atlante's in the attack now. Good cross in. And Averson just sniffs out the danger. An unfortunate big touch for Mehoff there, but probably nothing he can do with that. He did the best he could. The ball comes back to Atlante. Here's Garcia. Finding the feet of Bermudez, and Atlante just continues to knock it around here, trying to get into the box. If not able to do so, they just come back out to reset play. That's some good defense from Fort Wayne. Parafita upset, not able to do more with it. Unfortunate for Fort Wayne. Nobody stepping to that ball, giving Atlante an attacking opportunity. Parafita heads it over for a corner kick for Atlante. It looks like over the past 5 minutes, Fort Wayne's starting to struggle with this high pressure here and this high tempo. Something that, admittedly, they haven't seen a lot of in this season. Shot from the top of the box goes well over. But I think for Fort Wayne, part of the issue, and I mentioned that they haven't seen a lot of high pressure, high speed play. I think that's in part because there's such a disparity in our league for the USL2, the Valley Division. You know, by far, Fort Wayne was the best team, and then the next best team, I think, has only won 5 matches. And we've seen that while, yes, on occasion, not everything's gone perfectly for Fort Wayne, they've been by far the best team in the Valley Division this year. And I hate to say it this way, it's kind of not close.
Yeah, definitely Atlante is putting Fort Wayne FC in a position that they've not been in the season before. Here they come.
Here's Karani. Good turn there. Trying to break from a defender here. See if Kaku gets on the end of it. He does. And he does well just to hit it off the Atlante defender to reset things. Another ball in from Mihov. And Atlante is going to get the chance to break quickly here. Bermudez elects not to do so.
But yeah, even though they are in a tough position, when Atlante is pressing them, we could see already 2 times when Reedsbro found Trevor Kaku and he got a foul. He was facing Fort Wayne FC goal, used his body, turned, and was fouled. And now Karani did the same. He came as an option facing his own goal. It's not the best position to receive the ball, but facing such a strong pressure, sometimes you have to do that. So he did it, turned, and was a dangerous attack for Fort Wayne FC. So I think if they keep doing this, giving options to the defenders and holding the ball, turning, they are going to break the pressure that Atlante is making and being able to have more the ball. Because like if you break the pressure once, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, Atlante is going to drop a little the lines, and it's going to give more space for Fort Wayne FC, because right now they are very comfortable and just sitting on Fort Wayne FC side of the field.
So dangerous ball in and falls to Lejude. The shot and the goal for Lejude puts Atlante up 1-0 here at the end of the first half here at Bishop Darcy Stadium. Sproat was doing all that he could to try to redirect the cross there because it was put into a dangerous position, and it just falls to the talisman, Daniel Lejude, the Lebanese national team player, and we're going to see that opportunity again. You can see that ball just comes off of Sproat and then off another Atlante player before Lejude comfortably on his left foot puts it past Shafiq Wilson to put the team ahead 1-0 here right before half. So it's Atlante 1, Fort Wayne FC 0. And it just felt like that was coming for Atlante, didn't it, Luca?
Yeah, they're getting too close to Fort Wayne FC goal. They are getting too comfortable. Here they come again.
And Garcia, that ball played wide. Here's Bermudez. And Partida's first touch lets him down there.
So if the opponent team is surrounding your area, they're all the time they are there, eventually this is going to happen. Like, was not the best built goal that Atlante ever scored, but they crossed the ball, and who was there was an Atlante player, because like they have 10 players surrounding your area, so eventually one of them is going to get the ball.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Lejude was one of the highest goal scorers for Atlante in their past season, in both the Apertura and the Clausura season, and Liga de Expansión MX.
Yeah, and one of the players that we highlighted here in the beginning was already called to Lebanese national team, a quality player, so if he has a space to shot from the front of the box, the chances that he's going to score are high.
Parafita surrounded by two Atlante defenders there, and he's put to the ground. And it's a set-piece opportunity for Fort Wayne here. They can make something happen. We've seen once or twice they've put these crosses into dangerous positions. And it's going to be Parafita to deliver it. And actually, Abramson's going to wave them off. Ball delivered into the near post. Kaku, does the best he can to try to put it on frame. Not able to do so, but he had Hernandez beat on that. Just not able to put the final piece of the puzzle together there and put it on frame. And a good ball delivered in by Abramson.
Well done by Abrahamson. Great cross, and Kumu ended up being very smart to anticipating the first post and get the deflection. He was just unlucky, but the ball was so well hidden, and like he deserves to be like more lucky and score.
So Wilson just clears his lines there up to Karani. Kaku able to receive that ball, plays a good ball over to Mihov. And the defective clearance falls out to Kaku, and the shot! Blistering shot from Trevor Kaku. Not able to capitalize. And you couldn't ask that to bounce better if you were going to take it on the half volley there.
I mean, coming back from an injury, coming back from a surgery, as Trevor Kaku is doing right now today. One of the main concerns that the physio, the doctors have is that like you come back to the strong levels that you had before. We can say that the strength levels are pretty good by the power that he put on his bottom.
So Fort Wayne moving things around here in the final couple of minutes here of the first half. You know, you mentioned it earlier, one or two times Fort Wayne, they break that back line, and then Atlante's going to start to sit a little bit deeper, and we've seen that here in the past couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's a natural movement. Like, if you press high and you get broke down by the other team, it's natural that you're going to give some steps back and be more conservative.
Here's Atlante again. A good dummy. And a shot off of Abrahamson. I believe that was Partito who took the shot, but Atlante able to keep it in here. They're going to get another bite. Ball back to Cruz. Here's Sanchez. Bad first touch there from Atlante, but they get the ball back here in a dangerous spot. Here comes Fort Wayne charging down the field. Here's Kaku. Loads of pace, but not a lot of assistance here. And that's a foul on Elvis Sousa. Not so much a contact foul as it was blocking Kaku from advancing forward there. Another set-piece opportunity for Fort Wayne. Looks like Parafita is going to take this one over Abrahamson. Good ball delivered in. Hernandez able to collect it comfortably, and that's the first half here at Bishop Darcy Stadium. Both teams showing good streaks of play. Fort Wayne coming off the better team in the first 15 minutes, but over the rest of the first half, Atlante able to grow into the half a little bit more and finally able to capitalize after a deflected cross falls to Daniel Lajude, who's able to comfortably finish the ball into the back of the net, putting Atlante up 1-0 here at halftime. Make sure to stay tuned. Here in about 10 minutes, we should have some highlights for you from the first half. And then we'll kick off the second half here at Bishop Darcy Stadium. It's Atlante 1, Fort Wayne FC 0.
Make sure you go to the south end of the stadium, and there is Whip and Chill. Whip and Chill, some good stuff right there at the south end of the stadium. They're waiting to serve you. And fans, come out and watch USL2 playoff action. It's going to be July 21st and 23rd right here at Bishop Darcy Stadium. You can get your tickets now for the USL2 conference quarterfinals and semifinal playoffs. It's the 21st and 23rd. Tickets are available at fortwaynefc.com.
Evening, Fort Wayne FC behind, trailing at Atlante here at Bishop Darcy Stadium. Fort Wayne not without opportunities, though. You know, they're very early on. A couple of good shots by Alexander Mihov and likes, but Atlante slowly but surely building into the half here. We saw a good effort by Shafiq Wilson to save that ball, but Atlante, they eventually broke the line here, didn't they, Luca?
Yeah, we could see that Fort Wayne FC started the game a little bit better than Atlante. And slowly in the game, Atlante was getting more and more comfortable, was putting their tactics in practice, and they were able to score a deserved goal and get some more other chances. So like a balanced first half, but I would say that was deserved for Atlante FC to win 1-0 this first half.
So we're about to get underway here for the second half here at Bishop Darcy Stadium. And I'll be interested to see what both teams do here coming out in the second half. Atlante have arrived to the States here with quite a few subs. They are on their preseason friendly tour here. They'll be making 4 stops, the first of which here in Fort Wayne. And then they'll be heading up to South Bend, I believe, or at least the South Bend area, to play Northern Indiana FC here in a few days, followed by Forward Madison and Louisville City. I believe both teams of USL 1, so the step above us. And I'm looking at the numbers here, and this is almost a full swap for Atlante. There's just a couple of players here who were on in the first half who will be on in the second. The defense doesn't look changed. You've got Jonathan Sanchez, he's still on, as well as Elvis Sosa, Hardy Meza. And I believe Christian Bermuda is number 18, still on as well, one of the more dangerous players. And we're going to have to figure that out here in just a second. Now Atlante is going to break. The shot deflected off of Fort Wayne defender, but it falls back to Atlante. The second shot, Shafiq Wilson able to make the save. It falls out to a dangerous situation, but a foul against Edwin Cerna. It's probably the third or fourth hard foul on Frenchie this evening. Can't imagine it feels too comfortable. So the play is going to reset with Shafiq Wilson here. Here's Abrahamson on the ball. Out to Kaku. Cross delivered in, and it's going to go over everybody. It's going to go out for a goal kick. I need another camera angle, I feel like, to figure out. I need to see the other side of these players' jerseys here to see who exactly is and isn't on for Atlante. Yes, Coach Mike Avery's made our job a little bit easier, not substituting any players. Although at this point in the season, we should be able to pick out those substitutes relatively easily, I hope anyway. So here's Atlante on the ball. Here's Meza. That's Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to connect with Escobar. Escobar not able to bring it down. Ball still bouncing around here. It's out to Roscoff. Ball played out wide. A good step over. The Atlante player gets past one defender. Lays it off, and it's going to go out to Escobar. Good overlapping run from Atlante. The cross just dinked in, and Shafiq Wilson able to collect it comfortably. And I can see you counting over there in my periphery, Luca. Do you got 11 players figured out for Atlante yet? Well, let's get through this attack first. So a ball in from Frenchie, trying to find Karani. Karani's going to get on the end of it here. Every time Fort Wayne gets on the ball in the attack, they've got three defenders on them. Atlante doing well to smother the attack of Fort Wayne. So go ahead and go through the substitutes for Atlante.
They changed the goalkeeper, so Fernandez Hernandez on the goal. To the right side we have number 6, Miguel Velasquez. The defender that's playing in the middle is number 4. Here comes Fort Wayne.
Kumwenda the shot. Select out the Atlante player.
The backs are Ivan Jimenez, number 34, and number 4, Jonathan Sanchez, one of the few players that came back from the first half to the second half. On the left side of the field we have number 16, Jonathan Martinez. We have in the middle Eric Cantu. Sorry, number 15, Eric Cantu on the left side. In the middle, Jonathan Martinez. Number 19, Edwin Serna. And number 14, Rolando Gonzalez. And number 27, Armando Escobar on the left wing. With number 10, Matias Roscoff as a number 9. This is the Atlante team that came to the field to the second half. Many new faces for us, many new players stepping up, and their head coach Mario Garcia using this game as a test for them to make new players have more minutes, make new adaptations to the team, like using the friendly as he should. So let's see if the players are going to enjoy to take advantage of this opportunity.
So they're going to get an opportunity here. The ball played out wide, a good settling touch. The shot goes wide. somewhat of a weak opportunity for Atlante there, but still early going here in the second half.
A smart move by the number 14, Rolando Gonzalez. He had almost no space inside the box, was surrounded by Fort Wayne FC players, and with his toe he could kick the ball, and he was inches away to score. Like, very smart from him, good solution for the situation that he was in.
And you mentioned the coach for Atlante, Mario Garcia. He's actually been in and out of this Atlante squad for a number of years, whether it be an assistant coach or a head coach. I think since the 90s he's been a part of this team, and I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, although this was many days ago, I did this research now, that he played for Atlante at one point as well. So somebody diehard Atlante fans are going to be familiar with.
Yeah, somebody that since 2004 has been 5 times
It's like a big dance,
in the
right?
staff of this team,
Life is a
either as a
dance.
coach or as an assistant coach.
Like
He's been
the,
involved
Fort Wayne
with this
FC
team, a team that I remember was founded in 1916, so like almost 120 years of history. So it's important to have somebody that knows this history, that know how big this team is, to be in front of this team.
And for those of you at home who are not familiar with Atlante, they currently are in the second division of Mexico, the Liga de Expansión MX. And in a similar fashion to Liga MX in Mexico, they play an apertura, an opening half of the season, and a clausura, a closing or second half of the season here. And so they're on their preseason friendly tour here from Mexico City, which is where they hail from. And so far for Atlante, this first warm-up match is proving to be a good one. Obviously, we don't want to speak on behalf of the coaching staff, but it looks pretty good so far.
They're doing really well. Like, that's how things are working for them. They are doing what they want to do, and they are pressing for FC high. They are having the ball. They are creating chances. So, like, doesn't look it's the first game of the preseason for them. Like, you can see that the chemistry is there.
A long ball from Sproke trying to break the back line. And that's a foul on Jonathan Sanchez. Sanchez seemed to know it as soon as he felt the back of Kumwenda on his chest there. Both teams arguing for the direction of the ball, and the center official gives it to the way of Atlante. So throw in for Atlante here. The ball makes its way back to Escobar. Foul against Sproat. Had his hands wrapped around Roscoff there. Roscoff goes down. So a set piece opportunity. Rolando Gonzalez standing over it. At least I believe it's Gonzalez. I can't quite see if there's a one on the other side of that 4 there. So a short ball here played. Cross delivered into nobody for a goal kick for Fort Wayne.
And now with 10 minutes in this second half, maybe a good time for Coach Avery to start thinking about some substitutions, like to put some fresh legs in the team, not only thinking on this match, not only thinking on bringing something new for this match, but also to give some rest for these players that have been playing for 15 matches in the last 2 months and have one very important game in 5 days, like in the next weekend, right?
And I'm just curious from the psyche of a player, and I know for me, I would certainly feel this way, but today is July 13th and the playoff game is on the 21st, so you've got 8 days in between matches. I have to imagine, and like I said, I think it would for me, that a little bit of boredom would creep in there without having having at least one match in between. What can these players do, the Fort Wayne FC players do, to make sure that they're staying sharp outside of just their regular training?
Training in high intensity all the time. Like, they are not going to have the games, it's different, but like if you have training sessions that are intense, that you compete against your teammates, that you put in the work, like this is the only way they are going to keep the shape and keep the focus, the intensity, to reach this match in 8 days with game speed, with the pace they need for an important match like a playoff match.
And I think this match is a good preparation for that, for Fort Wayne wanting to play quickly, play sharply, because not only have they done it tonight, but they're seeing an opponent who's doing it, I would argue, better than what they are. And so Fort Wayne getting a taste of what they maybe could expect in the playoffs. Right now, we know that from the Great Lakes Division, the other two teams that are coming to Fort Wayne are the Flint City Bucks and AFC Ann Arbor. In Flint City, we've been talking about this all year, that 4 out of the 5 top teams in the USL2 are from the same conference. One of those teams is Flint City. They've won the national championship multiple times, so they are a very, very high caliber squad. Will they be to the level of Atlante? I don't know. I haven't done my research yet, but we know that there is a good opponent down the road, if not here, pretty quickly for Fort Wayne.
Yeah, it's always good to prepare for the worst, let's say this way, right? Fort Wayne FC facing a tough challenge here and preparing for teams that maybe can put Fort Wayne FC in the same spot in the playoffs, right? Teams that are going to control the game, that are going to have quality to force Fort Wayne FC to situations they are not planning to.
And how many times have we not seen that this year? I mean, almost all the league games, Fort Wayne has controlled the match. Here's Fort Wayne in the attack. Kaku called offsides. Plays back underway here. Once again, Atlante in the white kits this evening. Fort Wayne wearing the traditional blue. Center official getting in on the play here, and he's going to call it back. An incidental touch there from the third opponent here on the pitch in the referee. Kindly gives the ball back to Fort Wayne. That's a reset play here. Wilson trying to find Kaku, not able to do so. It's going to be a throw-in for Fort Wayne.
It used to be you were part of the field. If it hit you, it was just 2 men down.
Zulia out to Patafita.
That's what if I was with
Patafita instantly put under pressure, trying to twist and turn his way out. Vance not able to do so. Falls to Atlante. They get the ball back here. Here's Mihoff, smothered by 2 Atlante defenders. It's going to go out for a throw-in. I don't know if this is just me, but I just watched an Atlante player body check one of the Fort Wayne players, and I wonder if things are going to start to get a little bit chippy here in the next couple of minutes between these two teams.
As the game goes, it's natural to have some history, right? You already had like 2, 3, 4 challenges against the same guy, so things start to get a little bit harder. So let's see how the referee is going to handle this situation and how the players are going to behave in the next minutes.
And the referee, he hasn't had much to call tonight. Both teams have been pretty fair in everything. They know when a foul's a foul and haven't argued anything too much. So overall, this match has been pretty clean. Zulia trying to slip Kumwenda in, not able to do so. Patafita trying to catch Hernandez off his line there. Brave, but it's a foolish opportunity. It's going to go out for a goal kick for Atlante. So we've got 3 Atlante players who are getting ready to come on. Juan Machado, number 22. Jose Lopez, number 32. And number 17, Leonardo Mija, excuse me. We're not quite sure who the players are that are coming off. I have to imagine it's probably Sanchez Meza and somebody else, the 2 players who have spent 63 minutes here, probably just off the bus yesterday, and then having to run for 60 minutes, probably a little bit tired. So foul first and a yellow card delivered to Meza. So Rostkopf, one of the players who's coming off. Got about 20 or 30 minutes Rostkopf did. Relatively quiet night for him. Still was able to do well to put Fort Wayne under pressure there, so well, maybe he didn't have the best opportunities. His presence was still felt. So the second player, number 5, is Meza, and I believe the third is number 4, Sanchez.
Yeah, officially we have a full reserve team for Atlante
And
FC.
we have
Everybody that was on the bench is on the field right now. Everybody that started the game on the field is resting for Atlante FC.
Off the field is number 4,
So free kick opportunity for Fort Wayne here. Abramson's going to deliver it.
And number 5,
The ball delivered into the dangerous position. Basulia not going to get a hold of it.
Leonardo Mejia.
I'm not entirely sure what Kumwenda was thinking there with the goalkeeper, but
And number 10, Matthias Rostkopf is
I guess
now off, replaced by
no harm, no foul.
Juan Machado.
Fort Wayne's going to need to be careful here. Patafita finally took a look there to see that man out wide for Atlante. Atlante was doing well to keep his attention elsewhere. You can see Atlante have 5 players across the top there sitting on the back line of Fort Wayne. But as we've talked about before, that's going to open up that space somewhere else that Fort Wayne needs to find.
Yeah, to defend against a team that plays so wide as Atlante FC is very, very hard, because like they keep one player stepping on the line on the left side and one player stepping on the line on the right side. So your team must be wide, so there is space in the middle. So it's been hard, unfortunately, to find a solution to defend against a team that's playing so wide and with so many players in the offensive side of the field. They're struggling a little with this, doing a great job when they're defending in a low block, but right now to press, to be more aggressive on the defensive side of the game, they are not being able to do that.
So Atlante wins the ball back here in the middle of the pitch. Here they are in attack. The pass not able to connect, and Patafita gonna kick it forward. And here's Karani on the ball. We've got some players in attack. Kumwenda, he's gonna get on the end of this, see what he's gonna be able to do. Stood up well by the Atlante defense. Here's De Almeida out to Abrahamson. Abrahamson's got a little bit of space. He's gonna deliver the cross into the backside. And it just awkwardly falls to Kumwenda, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. So 2 substitutes for Fort Wayne.
And we have a couple of subs for
Fort Wayne native
FC.
Namik Mehik. He's coming in for Sean
Coming on
Karani.
is number 11, Alexander Mihov, replaced by number 15, Aaron Kita.
And Alexander Mihov
And number 21 coming off, Sean Karani,
is
replaced by
replaced
number 31,
by
Namik
newcomer Aaron
Mehish.
Kita. The 2 substitutes. Kita and Mehik on, Mihov and Karani off. for Fort Wayne. And Mejia, the youngest player to ever play for Fort Wayne, actually got his first goal just a few nights ago down in Cincinnati. So congratulations to the, I believe, 16-year-old. Attacking opportunities for Fort Wayne, and they're not able to capitalize. Hernandez, aware of the danger.
Yeah, it's so nice to see young players developing, and like it's been so nice for us to have the opportunity to watch Namik Mejia developing from a close range as we've been doing. So he was already the youngest player ever to wear the shirt, and now the youngest player ever to score a goal for Fort Wayne FC. So what a great moment for him and for the club.
Long ball over top. Kumwenda gets tangled up with the Atlante defender, not able to get on the end of it, but it's going to be challenged by Kita. Ball over top. And Atlante is going to come to Shafiq Wilson, and Fort Wayne's going to be able to reset things. And I will commend Henry Kumwenda because, while yes, he got a break at halftime, he's been running hard and pressing for darn near all of this 69 minutes, trying to make something happen for Fort Wayne, even if it doesn't come off as well as maybe he'd like.
Usually, when we've seen him when they're playing the most part of the minutes that he had in the season here.
An uncharacteristic giveaway from Sproat. You could just see it as he turned to look for his defender that pass was going to be intercepted, and the shot from the Atlante player, Edwin Serna, not able to come off. Fortunately, Shafiq Wilson able to get on the end of it, and now Fort Wayne coming the other way. And I'm going to pick on Mejia a little bit, just like his dad lives offsides. Offside call against Fort Wayne. But back to your point, Luca.
Yeah, like we've seen Kumwenda playing more on the wing. So like today, as you said, like he's putting the work, he's running everywhere, he's trying to bother the defenders of Atlante FC and play as a number 9. So like, we gotta respect the effort that he's putting there, and he's someone that maybe is deserving today to be a little bit luckier, maybe have a ball that bounces on his feet, a ball that comes to him in a good position to put the ball in the back of the net. He's putting the work, looking for that.
Yeah, he's not been a number 9 who's been waiting for the ball to come into his feet. He's been dropping, trying to receive it, trying to make things happen. Atlante trying to make something else happen. Wilson with the save, and the clearance deflected, and it goes out for a goal kick. So we've got 2 substitutes coming in for Fort Wayne here momentarily. Nkosi Graham and Riku Moriyasu, they'll be the 2 players stepping on. And Abrahamson, and Kaku will be coming off for Fort Wayne. But Fort Wayne going to get an attacking opportunity here. The foul against Mejia. There's Graham and Moriyasu just waiting for Abrahamson and Kaku to come off. So 2 hard fought shifts tonight for Moriyasu, for Abrahamson and for Kaku. And in their place, Moriyasu, he'll slot into Abrahamson's spot. Kosi Graham will fill in for Kaku here. The set piece delivered in by Patafita. Gets through everybody. Kita and Sulia not able to get a foot on it. The referee says that went out off an Atlante player last, and it's going to be a corner kick for Fort Wayne. That was a very dangerous opportunity for Fort Wayne, something that they weren't able to capitalize on, and I think pretty much everybody's going to be wanting that back if you're a Fort Wayne FC player, fan, coach, staff, whatever it is.
Another dead ball well taken, very well taken by Patafita, and Fort Wayne FC just needed somebody to complete it.
So here's that corner kick delivered in, not able to get past the first defender here, but Kosi Graham's going to get on the end of it. I know the Fort Wayne players have pace, and I have to imagine the Atlante players are tired of seeing speedy players, but I don't think they know what's coming with Kosi Graham. I think that's the one word that all of his teammates has described him as, just fast, plain and simple. And sometimes you don't need any more than that. So we've got one final substitute, it looks like, for Fort Wayne coming in. Geni Kenyane. He'll be substituted on in place of Tavio de Almeida. Fort Wayne going to see what they can do first. Here's Moriyasu. Atlante carrying the ball up the pitch. Serna trying to slip somebody in there, but that's not going to connect. It's going to go out for a goal kick. So a player whose name we haven't said much tonight, Tavio de Almeida, his night is done. Geni Kenyane will be on in his place. I don't necessarily think that it's no fault to de Almeida that we haven't said his name a whole lot tonight. He's just putting in a hard, quiet shift.
Yeah, had much more like defensive responsibilities than offensive responsibilities. Was all the time running around, blocking spaces in front of Fort Wayne FC area. So he was responsible to close these spaces, not to create a lot for Fort Wayne, what we used to see him do. But not a bad match by Tavio de Almeida, just a more off the ball game for him.
So Fort Wayne's going to reset play here back to Shafiq Wilson. He's going to try to connect with the attack here. Here's Mahiak. A good little flick by Patafita, and he's pulled down by, I believe, Evan Jimenez. I'm surprised there's not a yellow card there on Jimenez. As a clear and obvious foul. Not to mention intentional, but either way, Fort Wayne going to try to make something happen here, not able to do so. Kumwenda going to pressure Hernandez here. He plays it out to Kantu. Ronnie does well to just poke that ball out of bounds. It's going to go the way of Atlante. Another substitute for Fort Wayne here. Anthony AJ Cousins, number 30, is going to come on. And we'll wait to receive word who's coming off here. Sproat just stumps it forward out of danger here, but Atlante is going to reset play. Atlante still doing well to move that ball around. Switch delivered backside to Escobar. Escobar closed down quickly by Moriyasu. forcing him backwards. Good defensive effort there by Moriyasu. And a foul against Kita, going to go the way of Atlante. They're going to play quickly, so the referee's going to call it back. If I had to conjure a guess, it's probably going to be Parafita who's going to come off. Atlante can try to make something happen first, and they're able to connect with the 1-2 to give them a little bit of cushion room here in the second half. Here's that play again. Serna able to just slot it in
That was a very good job
to Juan Machado, who was able to put it into the back of the net. That was a good play by Escobar there to just slip Serna in behind. Now Atlante up 2-0 here in the Summit City.
Great goal by Atlante. As you just mentioned, Escobar being really smart to drag all the attention for him and find Serna in the space. Serna being quicker than Zulia, getting the dribble and just passing the ball for his teammate to just step it in. Well done by Escobar and well done by Serna, giving the goal for their teammate.
So Atlante up 2-0 here later on in the second half. And just to confirm, that substitute was Parafita off and Cousins on. Hernandez just slips it past Kumwenda. He doing well to trap in the Atlante defender there. Well, it could have been a dangerous situation for Atlante. Fort Wayne's not able to capitalize on. So here comes Atlante. They don't have numbers forward. They slow things down. This is Fernando Hernandez in goal. Fort Wayne going to take over possession here. Here's Sproat, put under pressure immediately by Machado. The ball given away back to Atlante. I think this is Lopez on the ball. Atlante going to knock it around until they get an opportunity to swing that ball into the attack. Patient and comfortable Atlante are. Trying to find a gap there, not able to do so. Fort Wayne doing well to close those passing lanes, and Atlante forced to play it back to their goalkeeper. Atlante still in possession. Pass slipped in, not able to connect with an Atlante player. Zulia doing well to step in front of it for Fort Wayne. And I feel like, Luca, with this spell of possession for the most part that we're seeing from Atlante, we can really see the quality in this team, even if it is a now 11 substitutes on the pitch. See if they can capitalize on this mistake, and they're able to. It's Henry Kumwenda with the goal for Fort Wayne. And I reckon it's the commentator's curse. The misplaced pass from Atlante, not able to be settled by the defender, and Kumwenda able to get on the end of it and put it past Hernandez for the first goal for Fort Wayne tonight. And going back to a point I made earlier, Luca, I feel like that speaks to Kumwenda's work rate tonight, making sure he stays on top of that.
Yeah, if there is somebody that deserved a goal in this game was Henry Kumwenda. He was running everywhere. He was putting the work. He was not giving anything for the defenders of Atlante FC. He was making sure that he would be there to bother them. And this is what happened. Number 6 from Atlante, Miguel Velasquez thought that he was very comfortable on the ball, tried to control it. Kumwenda was there
I'm
to
going to interrupt
pick his
you here.
pocket.
Atlante trying to claw one back. And the shot goes over for a goal kick. And by the way, there was a substitute for Fort Wayne. Goalkeeper Shafiq Wilson out. Saad Anatawi is in.
Yeah, so yeah, Henry Kumwenda was there to pick up his pocket and put the ball in the back of the net. Well deserved, and put some fire on the game. You know, like we still have 8-10 minutes here to play, and Fort Wayne FC maybe can go to look for the second goal to give at least a tie for these fans that are here today.
Foul called against Kumwenda, against the Mexican defender. A lot of fans aren't happy, but it didn't look like Kumwenda was making a play for the ball, or at least not trying to jump for it.
That's up there.
And that was Jose Lopez who was down. Kumwenda was undercut the player there, probably incidentally, but nonetheless a foul against him and going to go the way of Atlante.
I saw the after effects, you know what I mean? It means they like our replays.
So Lopez forced off the pitch here, but the referee's going to wave him back on.
That means they like our replays. You want to see more.
Here's Frenchie on the ball.
I think it'd be awesome to have
Good possession under pressure. Him and Kita able to connect. Here's Simeone up to Mejia. Here's Kita, one of the newcomers from Fort Wayne, just joined the team this week. Fort Wayne zipping the ball around quickly. The pass not directly to Stroke, but he's able to get it back to Anatawi. Cousins' first touch results in a foul against him. Just sense after that goal for Fort Wayne that while the momentum might not be all the way shifted, it is moved a little bit towards Fort Wayne. Able to get numbers back here. A similar situation to what they were just in. Here's Kumwenda trying to bring that ball down, not able to do so.
He was half thinking bicycle kick. He was thinking about it, then he got that.
Both teams trying to put the ball on the floor here, but not able to do so. The resulting ball comes out to Atlante. That's a foul against Fort Wayne.
It's going to be a kick.
And in the last few minutes of the match here, Luca, what can Fort Wayne do differently to try to make something happen? Because it seems like for the most part, Atlante have things wrapped up outside of that stray goal.
Yeah, I would try to put the lines a little bit higher, press high, and make Atlante a little bit uncomfortable in the game. They're too comfortable switching the ball side to side, spending time, wasting time with the ball in their feet. So I would try to press them high on the field and try this in these last minutes to find a goal to force a mistake in their side of the field.
So a series of hard challenges ended up in a foul against an Atlante player, Rolando Gonzalez, and he receives a yellow card. Just a late kick out at Kita there. Fortunately, no injury. And both teams just fighting hard here in the last couple of minutes to either turn things around for Fort Wayne or keep things as they are, if not improve them for Atlante. But here's a ball delivered in by Frenchie, and Hernandez is able to collect that comfortably despite a bit of traffic there for him. Cousins aware to the switch, heads it out to Sulia. Here's Moriyasu on the ball. Kanyane able to turn away from his defender. Fort Wayne switching play quickly, back to Cousins. Here's Kanyane again. It's going to go out for a throw-in for Fort Wayne. We're going to have 3 minutes of stoppage time, at least for now, here in the second half. Kosi Graham calling for a foul there. Nothing there, says the referee, and Atlante going to come the other way quickly. Here's Cantu on the ball. No foul against Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne trying to play it quickly there, but Atlante doing well to just hold on to things there.
There is something Latino players know how to do, skill time. I mean, as a Brazilian, I can talk about it. Okay.
Fans are fired up here. About the foul calls. And Coach Avery not happy about it either. But it is a dangerous play whenever you've got one player not going up for the ball and another player going up for it. So while the fans might not be happy about it, you can certainly understand why the foul was called there.
Stoppage time, 3 minutes.
Sprode able to see the ball out there. Trying to find a Kosi Graham. Wendon not able to come away with it. It's going to go out for a throw-in here for Fort Wayne. So the switch out to Cousins, not able to connect. Kanyane accidentally kicks it out of bounds. Fans trying to move Fort Wayne Atlante on the attack. Julia does well to stand his ground and able to get in front of it, but he's not connected on the same page with Nkosi Graham. Fort Wayne need to move quickly to get that ball forward.
Boy, those corners of the field, they've probably got some net goals out of some cheapies.
I think we're going to see Sproat take a space here. A long ball over top, trying to find Kumwenda. Kumwenda doesn't run for it. I think he felt the pressure from the Atlante defender and chose not to go for it. And Atlante going to take their time here to put this ball back into play.
Slipped on that wet turf.
The throw-in trying to be taken quickly by Fort Wayne. Here's Kumwenda on the ball, surrounded by two Atlante defenders. Probably going to see a long throw-in here from Quito. We haven't seen him play much outside of tonight, so long throw delivered in. Kita's going to get another chance. Here's Cousins back to Kita. And that's it here at Bishop Darcy Stadium. A hard-fought match in this friendly this evening. But the visitors take the win. And the only losses so far this season for Fort Wayne have been in friendly matches. And Atlante really showing their quality tonight. But Fort Wayne stood their ground for a long time there, Luca. What are some of the takeaways that Fort Wayne can use this week as they prepare for the first playoff match of the team's history here coming up in 8 days?
Yeah, I think this game is going to be very important for Fort Wayne FC in the rest of the season. So on this week, for sure, Coach Avery, the staff, the players have to go under this video, watch this game again, see what they did well on this game, what they could do better, because this is the level of the teams that they are going to face in the playoffs, that they may see in the playoffs. So like teams that are going to be able to force them to defend a little bit lower, teams that are going to put them in tough situations, in tough spots. So it's important to these players and to the staff to go on the video and see the things that work for them and the things that they may tweak a little, that they may do different, and be more successful against teams that are on the same level as Fort Wayne FC. So we could see an Atlante FC team that was very qualified, that was a very tactical team and deserved to win today. But like a good lesson for both Atlante and Fort Wayne FC here today.
So coming up here in 8 days will be Fort Wayne's first playoff match in the team's history. Fort Wayne, their opponent not quite determined yet, but it does look like they're going to play Ann Arbor from the Great Lakes Division here in about a week's time. And that match is going to be live streamed here on 11 Sports. So make sure to stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get the details up of that next match for Fort Wayne. Friday, July 21st at 7 p.m. Fort Wayne FC, the host site for at least half of the playoffs here for the conference, Central Conference in the USL2. Let's go ahead and take one final look at the match this evening. Both teams fighting hard. Fort Wayne coming out strong early on, but after about 15 minutes or so, Atlante showing their skill, and they're able to score twice tonight. The first goal is what you just saw there from Daniel Lejude, and the second one, a nice 1-2 right in front of the goal mouth. But Henry Kumwenda able to capitalize on the mistake and claw one back for Fort Wayne. But that's all it's going to be here for Fort Wayne. Final result, Fort Wayne FC 1, Atlante 2. Join us for our next home match July 21st at 7 p.m. as Fort Wayne FC hosts their first quarterfinal playoff match in team history. Once again, playoffs July 21st at 7 p.m. For Luca Mata, I'm Caleb Saylor. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time.